right, so let's show you here. Tom Brady now has 10 Super Bowl appearances, doubling up John Elway, who has the next most, as 5. He has 3, David, Super Bowl appearances since turning 40.
I mean, that doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. I just don't. I mean, he's an incredible player, and it's really cool, honestly, that they're going to be able to play in their home stadium for the Super Bowl. I mean, that's never happened. So that's a neat thing. But, I mean, it just shows, Brady's brilliance. I mean, obviously he doesn't have the best second half, but I think his brilliance was picking this team. Honestly, when you look at it and you're able to go anywhere and you leave New England, you look for a complete defense, which they had, all of the weapons they have on the outside. I mean, the different multitude of personnel groups that they can throw at you, the playmakers. It's just a brilliant move by him. I mean, that's just he's playing chess. Everyone's playing checkers. I thought it was Belichick, but it's clearly Brady.
Oh, man. Just a 10th Super Bowl appearance. Today playing in his 14th conference championship game. So he's 10-4. He's almost got a full season of conference championship games under his belt in a 2-decade-plus career. Some tremendous, I mean, the first half was fantastic. I mean, look, they gave themselves some cushion, David. I mean, they gave themselves the opportunity to make a couple of mistakes late and to still have the opportunity to make up for it. I mean, and that play to Scotty Miller, I mean, that will go down as one of the biggest in the game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there were huge plays all over the place, but that play right there was just, I mean, obviously Scotty Miller wasn't the #1 guy. He wasn't the main guy. He's not the best player on the field at that time, but he was able to identify the one-on-one, and he took a shot at it, and he made it count. He did that all day. I mean, whether it was the rookie or young guy, Johnson making plays, Mike Evans, Scotty Miller, God hated him. He was finding the proper guy to go to in the matchups they wanted to have, and he was in control of the game, even making a couple turnovers late and throwing the ball up. He was still, it really wasn't bad reads. I mean, it was a ball that was high to Mike Evans. He threw one up again to Mike. It was in a one-on-one situation. It wasn't the greatest throw, but he knew where he wanted to go. He knew what he was seeing. So it was just it was difficult for me because I'm watching it from, watching the Packers standpoint. They had such a great season, and you're like, man, there's so many opportunities they had on both sides of the ball to win this football game, and they're going to be kicking themselves. But hey, that's what it is.
I'm sitting here, I'm watching the celebration on the monitor above, and I'm just watching guys that aren't dressed out for this game, like come up and put their arms around Tom Brady, try to get a selfie.
Thanks, buddy.
The Tom Brady effect down in Tampa Bay has certainly made a difference. I mean, I keep going back and looking at this game. It ended up being so even. The total yards, I mean, 30 yards separated both these teams in total yards. They were almost identical in third down conversions. 8 of 14 for Green Bay, 9 of 14 in Tampa. Time of possession didn't really matter in this game when it all came down to it. The Packers got a little bit extra in the second half. So after getting the trophy, his first NFC championship trophy, Tom Brady there accepting that honor. Here it is.
It's been a long process for, the whole team, and today was just a great team effort. We played sporadically a little bit, but the defense came up huge, and we're going to need it again in a couple weeks, and I know it's a big game coming up. We'll get to enjoy this for a little bit, and then get ready to go against whoever we play. It's going to be a great game.
Tom, 3 consecutive wins on the road. And when we spoke this week, you talk about how difficult this game is. The game to get to the Super Bowl, in particular on the road. How were you guys tested today at Lambeau?
Well, it's a great football team. They've been playing well all season, and, to come beat them at home, there were 9,000 fans. It felt like a little more than 9,000, but just great to get another road win. And now we got a home game. Who would ever thought, a home Super Bowl for us, but we did it.
Tom, just real quickly.
Let's bring some other people out. Come on.
Okay, let's get Bruce Arians up here, Tom.
Come on, baby.
Come on, Rinaldi. Yeah, let Tom Brady go celebrate. Julian Edelman, hey, look, what else can you say? Little goat emoji.
Yep.
I mean,
that's it.
It's the most overused description of Tom Brady, but probably the most accurate. There you go. So Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the first team on the verge of a 10th Super Bowl appearance for Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers unable to find the end zone with under 2 minutes, about 2:15 to go here on 3 straight plays from inside the 10. End up kicking a field goal on a 4th and goal there instead of going for the touchdown. And so the Bucs with an opportunity to run the clock out, and that's what they're trying to do right now. As that 3rd down play to Davante Adams fell incomplete, and Aaron Rodgers forced to watch his defense try to get a stand. They did have all 3 timeouts and a shot to utilize the 2-minute warning, but a late pass interference penalty giving the Bucs a fresh set of downs. 2nd and 7 as it stands. Now we're in a booth review as we welcome you inside our NFL Network newsroom from Los Angeles. I am Rhett Lewis. That is the Super Bowl champion David Carr, and this is NFL Game Day Highlights, presented by the Super Bowl halftime show and Pepsi. So now we are waiting here. The Bucs, after the booth review, are going to have, I believe, a 1st and 5 here. And I think at this point, the math doesn't quite add up, David, for the Green Bay Packers. But what they will look back on in this game, a series of missed opportunities, starting with back-to-back-to-back interceptions thrown to end drives by Tom Brady.
It's just crazy, right? You saw the clip of Aaron begging his defense to stop him. You got to get me a stop. Not only did they get him 1, but like you laid out, they got 3 and got the football back. And then what was just mind-boggling to me is we talked about this at halftime, and I know LaFleur wasn't listening because he went right to the shotgun and started dropping back and trying to put, Aaron Rodgers in position where, yes, he can make incredible plays. But every time you got the ball back on a short field or a turnover and you had an opportunity, you just go shotgun and you let the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, whose strength is that pass rush, just come and collapse the pocket. So they ended up not having anything happen. The one time they go down and get points right there at the end, their first play was a run. They picked up 8 yards. And you're like, okay, that's what you want to do. Then they hit the seam to Valdez-Scantling and you get something going. But man, just so many opportunities for them, so many chances. I can't think of another time. I mean, think about this. Brady throws 3 interceptions, then he has the spike, and he throws away on 3rd down. They end up settling for a field goal. Can you imagine? I mean, any other quarterback doing that in that scenario and thinking that you're still going to win that game? And that's just, he's very fortunate. He's very talented, but he's also very fortunate that that did not go the other way and that the Green Bay Packers weren't able to capitalize.
So 3rd and 5 coming. It looks like they'll be able to, once they run that play, I'll have to do something on 4th down. But, I mean, it was an incredible swing to start the second half, right? So the Bucs go into the half up 28-10 or 21-10, okay? And then they come out of the half and Aaron Jones fumbles the ball on the Packers' first possession. And the Bucs capitalize, and all of a sudden it's 28-10. You're like, okay, here we go. But, man, do the Packers have a couple of answers there, and then it just kind of went cold, as you mentioned. But there were 21 points scored off the turnovers in this game until the Packers could not convert on those 2 interceptions from Tom Brady. And then they get in, to the late 4th quarter here where they're going down 8 at this point here, David, and they go in. They got 3 shots from inside the 10. What did you think of that sequence?
Well, I mean, you have everything you want. You have a chance right there, but it's hard because it's tighter down there. The windows are tighter. Things have to happen, and they went back to the well on a play that they actually ran earlier in the game, where Davante was able to catch the football, but he was out of bounds. They ran the same play, on 3rd down, but then Tampa Bay covered it up. And they were able to cover it, and Aaron didn't have anywhere to go. He stepped up and possibly could have ran on that 3rd down play. But I was fully expecting them. I don't know how you felt. I think I have a feeling of how you felt, but I would have probably went for it in that situation because, I mean, you mentioned it. I mean, what does 3 do for you right there? It doesn't get you within 3, so it's not like a field goal is going to get you either tied or the lead in this game. So that was something that was really confusing to me, why they didn't go for it right there.
No, I'm with you on that. And then that also goes back to the dropped 2-point conversion following their touchdown to Davante Adams. Before that, the drop by Equanimeous St. Brown would have made it a 6-point game. Then you could kick the field goal. Then you're only down 3. But at that point, to kick it down 8 and still be down 5, what did you ultimately accomplish there? Because even if you don't get it, the field position is huge, right? I mean, you're putting them all the way back at the 10. So it's tough, but I believe.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I think Matt LaFleur is going to, when he looks at this game, I mean, as good a coach as he is, and as many games as he's won in his first 2 years, there's just situational things that, I mean, where I used to sit in meetings, and we've talked about this, and I've talked about this in the shows before. I'd sit in there on Fridays with Tom Coughlin and Eli Manning, and we would go over situational football for an hour every Friday. And all of these situations came up, and no matter how good you are calling X's and O's and how good these young play callers are, and they are phenomenal, and there's some good ones out there, this is where you win and lose football games. These are the situations, and you get back to the roots of how you should play football down 4 points, down 5 points. Do you just go into a 2-minute drive? No, you can't do that. You got to stay within yourself, do what you've always done, and man, it's just he's got some learning to do for sure.
Well, there you go, and it is now official. Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will represent the NFC in Super Bowl 55 and will become the first team to host a Super Bowl, essentially become a home team to play in their own stadium for the Super Bowl. Welcome, everybody, to NFL Game Day Highlights presented by the Pepsi Halftime Show. Rhett Lewis here with the Super Bowl champion, David Carr. Let's show you how it got done.